As tensions between India and Pakistan escalated following a deadly suicide attack last month, there was another battle being played out on the airwaves. Television stations in both countries were accused of sensationalism and partiality. But how far did they take it? The BBC's Rajini Vaidyanathan in Delhi and Sikandar Kermani in Islamabad take a look. It was drama that was almost made for television. The relationship between India and Pakistan, tense at the best of times, came to a head on February 26 when India announced it had launched airstrikes on militant camps in Pakistan's Balakot region as retaliation for a suicide attack that had killed 40 troops in Indian-administered Kashmir almost 2 weeks earlier. A day later, on February 27, Pakistan shot down an Indian fighter jet and captured its pilot. Abhinandan Varthaman was freed as a peace gesture, and Pakistan PM Imran Khan warned that neither country could afford a miscalculation, with a nuclear arsenal on each side. Rajini Vaidyanathan, Indian television networks showed no restraint when it came to their breathless coverage of the story. Rolling news was at fever pitch. The coverage often fell into jingoism and nationalism, with headlines such as "Pakistan teaches India a lesson," "Dastardly Pakistan," and "Stay calm and back India" prominently displayed on screens. Some reporters and commentators called for India to use missiles and strike back. One reporter in South India hosted an entire segment dressed in combat fatigues, holding a toy gun. And while I was reporting on the return of the Indian pilot at the international border between the two countries in the northern city of Amritsar, I saw a woman getting an Indian flag painted on her cheek. "I'm a journalist too," she said, as she smiled at me in slight embarrassment. Print journalist Salil Tripathi wrote a scathing critique of the way reporters in both India and Pakistan covered the events, arguing they had lost all sense of impartiality and perspective. Not one of the fulminating television news anchors exhibited the criticality demanded of their profession, she said. Sikandar Kermani, shortly after shooting down at least one Indian plane last week, the Pakistani military held a press conference. As it ended, the journalists there began chanting Pakistan Zindabad, long live Pakistan. It wasn't the only example of journalistic patriotism during the recent crisis. Two anchors from private Channel 92 News donned military uniforms as they presented the news. No other Pakistani journalists criticized their decision. But on the whole, while Indian TV presenters angrily demanded military action, journalists in Pakistan were more restrained, with many mocking what they called the warmongering and hysteria across the border. In response to Indian media reports about farmers refusing to export tomatoes to Pakistan anymore, for instance, one popular presenter tweeted about a tomato strike, a reference to Indian claims they carried out a surgical strike in 2016 during another period of conflict between the countries. Media analyst Adnan Radat noted that while the Pakistani media did play a peacemonger as opposed to a warmonger role, in doing so, it was following the lead of Pakistani officials who warned against the risks of escalation, which served as a cue for the media. Rajini Vaidyanathan, as TV networks furiously broadcast bulletins from makeshift war rooms complete with virtual reality missiles, questions were raised not just about the reporters but what they were reporting. Indian channels were quick to swallow the government version of events, rather than question or challenge it, said Shailja Bajpayee, media editor at The Print.